Greetings all, Keatonomore here playing Space Engineers. It's been a long time. I owe the internet a collective apology as I've been focusing on real-world issues that needed tackling. With that said, I wanted to bring the channel up to speed on our Space Engineers base. I built this over a good amount of time with Cake, and since we're going to attempt to leave the atmosphere soon, I figured I'd show you guys around. So we're going to start off here in Cake's house. This would be his bedroom, which he has decided to put a shower in. A very decisive thing to do, but you know, whatever, float your boat. Here we have the shelving unit that he uses for his shampoo bottles and batteries. Okay, so as you leave the bedroom, you are entering into the living room here. Connected directly is the medical room, which is rather useful, I would say. Of course, nobody can have a good living room without Space Invaders and a circling game of pool, I guess. Here we will have entrance into the cryo room, which, as you can see, is very, very delicate. We have all of our ice storage in here, ventilation just in case, and the single cryopod for David's home, because that's all he asked. You might be wondering, why are the lights blue, Keaton? Well, funny thing about that is he decided that he wanted blue lights, so he got his blue lights. As we leave, we'll be introduced into the main platform. I'm going to go ahead and turn my light on so we can get some better coverage without all the shadows. Oh, never mind, that's alright. So the main platform here is what we use for building all of our ships. As you can see here, we have a ship under very basic beginning construction. Up here we have our repair bay. In case anything breaks on your ship, you know, you want to land it here, get it nice and repaired, fixed up. And if you happen to have a lot of stuff on you, you connect it here, and then it transfers all that into the refinery. Here we have Cargo Bay 1. There is no Cargo Bay 2 yet. There will be. Access to Cargo Bay 1 is severely restricted as there is very, very dangerous components in here. Well, not so much dangerous, more so important. So as we leave the Cargo Bay, we are introduced into Working Platform 2. Working Platform 2 is basically Cake's rendition of what I've built over there. More direct connector into the refinery and assembler. And we have basically a trash can for all of our stone. You'll see what we do with that later. Now, as we leave here, we can enter ourselves into the nuclear reactor chamber. Now, the reactor chamber is very dangerous, so we like to tell you to remember to keep your helmets on at all times, as radiation poisoning and lack of oxygen could kill you rather easily. So, as we enter through here, you'll see that we have it locked off. Nobody wants to be in danger of that kind of thing. And you might be able to hear the reactors through that door there. Interesting concept here. Doors come up. Lag comes in. Well, there's going to be lag. Just wait for it. It'll happen. Or maybe not. Yep, there it is. Yeah, that always happens. That's to be expected. Now, just so we don't get ourselves hurt, let's go ahead and turn these reactors off. Oh, I'm just kidding. We all know that doesn't do anything. I'm going to have to turn one back on anyway, manually, myself, to bring the whole system back online. Now, we use all four of them. It's incredibly unnecessary, but, you know, we do it just for fun. Also, I think it just makes it look better to have all four of them here together, rather than just to have two smack dab in the middle. Even two is a little bit unnecessary, but we do it because, you know, you think about it this way. Would you rather have more power than you need or not enough power? So we've got all the power we'll ever need here. This is a thermal vent, very similar to what they had on the Death Star, wherein if anybody shot a torpedo... Oh, that was butchered. If they shot a torpedo down there, we would die. So we have the control stations here, just in case anything goes wrong. why don't we get out of here? You know, I don't like exposing myself to too much radiation. I don't like it. It's dangerous. So we close these doors behind us just in case, you know, anything happens with the blast doors. We have a second line of defense. So we're going to go upstairs here. And I'm going to show you guys the graveyard. The graveyard is a rather interesting concept. It's a birth child, in a manner of speaking, of both Cake and myself, wherein we decided to commemorate all of the lost ships that we've ever lost in the entire time that we've spent playing the game. Now, what we have here is both the creator, the destroyed date, if it's remembered. A lot of these ships were built and destroyed far before we actually considered building the graveyard, and the name of the ship. Now, SEM, if you see SEM, that means it was a mining ship. Most of the ships that we lost were mining ships. SSV means it was a recon ship, made just for flying around and looking around. And I think all the ones here are SSVs or SEMs. So as we come through here, you'll see that we have lost quite a bit. Now you're wondering, what is this exclamation point? Ooh, man, I'm just loving to butcher these words today. I'm not even going to edit that out. You guys get to keep that one. You'll see this exclamation point. Well, that exclamation point signifies something. It means that we still have a ship together. And that ship is in constant danger of getting destroyed. Because we don't fly responsibly. That's not our job. We're engineers. That's just not what we do. It's not in our blood. So as we come up the stairway to my home, you'll probably realize that this is very, very similar to another one that you've probably seen. This is the Villa Resort, the mountain resort that was very popular on the workshop a while back. I really like the design of the main atrium kind of room to it, so I copied it. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I copied the whole design, including the lights up at the top. Not the living room design, aside from like the chairs and the light, but you know, everything else I haven't really touched too much. I'm planning on doing something with this wall here. I don't know yet, but I am planning on doing something. So as we come up into the hallway, you'll see that I haven't done too much with my house yet. I'm planning on it, I'm working on it, but here we have the med bay. As you access the med bay, you'll see some very nice windows, you know. Everyone likes to get a good look outside every once in a while. Access to the medical room and the cryo chamber for my home, as is necessary for all homes, of course. Now as you leave this hallway into this area, you'll find yourself faced with a giant white wall. What this wall accesses to would be the hangar. As we go upstairs here, we're going to be entering into the hangar bay control room. Really, what I mean by control room, I mean there's a button panel here that opens these doors, but that's about it. I'm working on making this a bit more pretty, but you know, it's not too much. I've been building in stark white, as you can see. I like the color. Don't ask me, I don't know. I think it looks good matched with the white on the ground there. Don't mind that assault rifle. It's not like anybody died or anything. So I did a very similar design to the house. I figured it would just stay in tune with it, with the roof. As you can see, the hangar's pretty empty. You know, we don't have much going on here. We have a couple ships right now. This one is built by me. It's just a little fighter ship, you know, in case we get any cyber hounds or anything like that. Some pirates coming along. It's not going to do too much good in a fight, but it'll keep them company for a little bit before I get destroyed. It's not a very good design. I don't really like it, you know. I kind of threw it together in a rush. It didn't work out too good, but that's alright. Here we have a miner that Cake built. It's very simple design, very long. Not exactly the most elegant thing, but you know what? It's a miner and it works. It does what it's supposed to, so I suppose that's all that matters. As we look over here, you'll see the only ship that we don't have a designation for We call it the dumper or the pooper. Basically what we do, we connect it to our trash can that I told you we would tell you more about. Connect it to the trash can, fill it with all the stone that we don't want, access the inventory, put the stone in our inventory, and then dump it out directly from the ship. So that way we don't need to worry about, you know, dropping it out the back through the connector or an ejector or anything like that. We just spit it out ourselves into a hole that we have in a secured location that nobody's allowed to know about. So I think that's actually going to cover everything. We've got basically everything covered, you know, there's not much else going on. I just wanted to bring you guys up to speed because you know what, we're going to be leaving the atmosphere soon, or attempting to. You know, there's no guarantee that we're actually going to succeed at that one, or at least anytime soon. It's going to be a little difficult, but we need platinum because we want to go to distant worlds that are very fun. But with all that said, I think I'm going to go ahead and sign myself off. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one.